Hello student. Today I'll discuss about the rise of dictatorship, chapter 11 of ICSE History. This is basically for all the students who are preparing for the board exam. I'll discuss about how the dictatorship there was a rise in Italy and Germany. But in this video I will discuss only about the rise of dictatorship in Italy. So here we should understand the causes for the rise of fascism in Italy. Then there are number of reasons, there are number of points. We will deal one by one with all these points so that you can understand the very concept of its rise in Italy. The first is discontentment after the Treaty of Versailles. Number 2, economic crisis. Number 3, political instability. Number 4, class conflicts. Number 5, threat of socialism or communism. Number 6, failure of League of Nations. And number 7, leadership provided by Mussolini. Okay, so these are the basic reasons or the causes for the rise of fascism. But we should understand what made Italy to come against the world and to be involved in the Second World War. What was the reason behind? So the key concept is obviously the result of the First World War or the Treaty of Versailles. Okay, so we'll deal with the first point, that is your discontentment after the Treaty of Versailles. Here we should remember that Italy first joined in the First World War to the Allied power with the greed to get the territories of the Turkey and Germany, because Italy thought that if it participate in the World War, so after the war gets over, so Italy will get the benefit of extra land of the Germany, and that also of Turkey. But what happened is here that Italy didn't get, according to the Treaty of Versailles, it has to satisfy only with the southern Tyrol and Trentino coastal region of Dalmatia. But one thing is to be understood here, so that no part of Germany or Turkey was given to it, and the discontentment could be seen and gave path for the fascism. Okay, now number 2, that is your economic crisis. So there was a loss because the participation in the First World War, it gave nothing a good result to Italy. And since now there were number of unemployment of soldiers and the going down of trade and commerce also day by day, and that resulted in the shortage of food supply. We understand in a very key point way that economic crisis always results because when the trade and commerce goes down, if the trade of the country is good, so obviously every welfare activity is done according to the need of the people. So the government look for everything for the people, like employment, trade, business and other facilities. Okay, then number 3, political instability. Here we notice in Italy that democracy in Italy was almost lost. So it was first time it was brought in 1919. Okay, but during this period there were failure in terms of the government because no single party got majority. So this made the coalition government, which resulted no absolute program and policies for the Italy. There were always differences in the party politics. We know very well when the coalition government is there, so mutual understanding is right difficult to find out. Okay, so this is how here 6 coalition government formed within the 6 year between 1919 to 1922, and that made different policies by different government, but they couldn't manipulate or couldn't and implement all those things. And this is how the leadership was taken by Mussolini, the benefit of the weak time during Italy, because he promised to the people of Italy that he is the man to make a change in Italy by bringing the power in his own hand. Okay, now number 4 is your class conflict. Class conflict increased in many countries after the First World War. The main issue was what? The continuation of the yours you can see as aristocracy to have a power in their own hand, or to transfer it to the less privileged majority, that means common people. So one thing is here, the people had a doubt that if they pass the power in the people, so then there will be again a big crisis. So this is how the question about continuation of aristocracy and the control of government and economic crisis was also one of the reasons for the rise of fascism. What we notice here, that Mussolini wanted to take over the power here so that he can come over and control the mind of the people and give a path for the fascism. then we should discuss about the threat of socialism or communism. The socialists, who included anarchists, the communist and social democrat, they created a condition conducive to the growth of fascism in Italy. They were also inspired by the influence of revolutionary idea which were happening in Russia. So here people were tired of such a coalition government where there was no good result. So at this stage there was a big threat of socialism or communism. So here we notice that the peasants started protesting. They took over the lands of the landlord. Strikes were common in the factories, and they made a big damage to the machines. So that was a not good time for Italy, and people were tired of such a unstable conditions. So what was the result? The result was that the communists wanted to throw the coalition government and overtake the power. So this is how here the government failure could be seen in Italy. On the other side, people also supported the fascism because they wanted a big change and they wanted a strong government or a strong ruler to make a change in their life. Next point we would discuss is the failure of League of Nations. We know very well the League of Nations was formed in 1920 in order to make peace in the world and to see that no other war can occur in the future. But it was all failure as League of Nations could not check Hitler or Mussolini to rise in the Italy or in Germany. They did what they wanted and League of Nations could not made any attempt to stop them. So here we see that Italy and Germany there was a rise of fascism and Nazism. Last point we would discuss is about the leadership provided by Mussolini. No doubt Mussolini was a very good personality, the very way of as a good orator and a charismatic personality. He had a big influence on the people because he understood the all weakness of the people in Italy, and this is how he tried to make people understand that it is only because of his power and act when it is given to him, so then only he can make a big change to the Italy, and he has a self confidence to make the Italy back to the power which Italy always cherished about the glory, the historical past. This is how Mussolini tried to influence the people and come as an influential leader of Italy. So this is how the fascism came up in Italy, which was one of the reasons to participate in the Second World War. This is how you need to study. All these are the basic points. You must go through it to prepare for your board exam. Thank you.